does a crawfish or shrimp etouffee sound? What about a piping hot cup of gumbo? Or a catfish platter with soft shell crawfish, catfish, livers, and pickles? And that's just for starters. What about entrees? If this is getting your mouth watering, then you need to come to the Praline Connection. Our down-home Cajun Creole-style restaurant has been providing soul food at affordable prices for over 20 years. And our pralines are delicious. We're a restaurant, a gift shop, and a candy shop, all in one. Bring your friends and enjoy an amazing meal today. Come see us at 542 Finchman Street in New Orleans, or check us out online at www.pralinconnection.com, and be sure to like us on Facebook. You can also give us a call at 504-943-3934.
Here at Jones Insurance, your full-service agency, let us take care of all your insurance needs. We provide homeowners insurance, flood, rental, commercial, auto, and life insurance. Don't let the unexpected tragedy destroy your family's future. Here at Jones Insurance, 7603 West Bank Expressway, Monroe, Louisiana, 772. Contact Lois at 504-348-1492.
This is Remus Bowman. I want to invite you every Monday at 12 o'clock live for You and Your Credit. You can call in, you can ask me questions. Believe me, I've got most of the answers for you. We're going to help you get a good credit score. We're going to open doors for you to have an opportunity to be successful and pay low interest for your automobile, your home, your credit cards, everything that you buy. We're going to put you on a great path to have a successful future. Send me your request for information. I'll be glad to answer your question. Every Monday at 12 o'clock, join me from 12 to 1 Monday afternoon for You and Your Credit, originating from New Orleans Talk Network.
Y'all know me, this the people person here.
Big homie head. It's your boy Fred. This man, big fan.
Right. Listen, we're your host of the New Orleans Talk Network's Fan View. Real fans talk real sports. Check us out every Thursday night, 6 p.m.
Now New Orleans has a choice. Download the New Orleans Talk Network app for your mobile device, or listen at www.neworleanstalknetwork.com.
Platter with soft shell crawfish, catfish, livers, and pickles. And that's just for starters. What about entrees? If this is getting your mouth watering, then you need to come to the Praline Connection. Our down-home Cajun Creole-style restaurant has been providing soul food at affordable prices for over 20 years. And our pralines are delicious. We're a restaurant, a gift shop, and a candy shop, all in one. Bring your friends and enjoy an amazing meal today. Come see us at 542 Finchman Street in New Orleans, or check us out online at www.pralinconnection.com, and be sure to like us on Facebook. You can also give us a call at 504-943-3934.
An informative hour discussing your credit options and how you can achieve a good credit rating in just a matter of 3 to 6 months, and the removal of bad or incorrect information. Again, my name is Remus Bowman, your good credit advisor. Join me every Monday on New Orleans Talk Network.
Now New Orleans has a choice. Download the New Orleans Talk Network app for your mobile device, or listen at www.neworleanstalknetwork.com.
Listen up. Your customers, our listeners, could be hearing about your business right now. Yeah, right now. Don't miss out on the opportunity to advertise with NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. Call our business department today at 504-475-4793 to hear about our great rates. NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. We provide the people, you provide the business. New morning show alert. New morning show alert. The Warren Ballantyne Show airs daily from 9 to 11 a.m. Central Time, bringing you the news you need to know. The Warren Ballantyne Show, now on the New Orleans Talk Network.
NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. I am your host, Mary J. Thank you to all of my listening audience that are sharing with us all around the globe. We're here. I hope you're having a happy, merry Monday today. We're live in the studio today on New Orleans Talk Network with Ayana Molina. This is an awesome powerhouse, you guys. She have written books and, she knows about the mind, and she's right here to share with us on today. We're talking about today in the studio. You're not alone. We're dealing with mental health on today because this month is International Social Workers Month. I'm going to be bringing in social workers, counselors, psychiatrists. We're going to deal with the mind, you guys. So, Ayana, welcome on the show today.
Thank you. I'm so glad to be here and honored.
I am glad to have you, Ayana. As we were just gelling just a minute ago, talking about mental health awareness, especially in the African American community, that, a lot of times we just miss it. This is something that we're not used to. Like I was sharing with you before, a lot of times we equate it to, my uncle is just that way, or I get it from my mama. My grandfather was that way. So let's talk about mental health. Let us know what are some of the signs of mental health, and also some of the different diagnoses that we need to familiarize ourselves with.
Okay. So Black mental health is really important for our people right now, especially with the social, political climate that's happening around.
Yes.
People are feeling anxiety. They're feeling worried and anxious. A lot of our people are feeling depressed. And you're depressed when it messes with your functioning. When you're not functioning well, either at home, at school, in the community, some kind of way in relationships.
Right.
When you're just not functioning well, that's kind of how you know you need some help. Yes. It has everything to do with functioning. And so I see in our community mainly stress-related, financial-related anxiety. Right. And anxiety presents itself like a worried mind. Your mind is racing. You can't sleep. Or it could be panic attacks. Some people have all-out panic attacks where they feel like they're dying and their heart is racing. They can't calm down at all. And then depression. Anxiety and depression are probably the most I see in our people, especially.
Right, right. And I'm so glad you hit relationships too.
Yes.
Because a lot of times we miss that.
Yes.
We miss that. We don't even think the two are connected. And a lot of times it stems from, broken relationship, ruptured relationship, coming from a broken home, so on and so forth. But you talked about depression as well.
Yes.
And a lot of times we as African Americans, especially, we've been depressed. We've gone through some hard times. So we know how to take a licking and keep on ticking.
That's right.
But when is the time that you believe that we should seek some professional help there?
Well, let me just say this, Mary, that we as a people have been oppressed.
Yes.
Tremendously. We have gone through so much trauma.
Right.
You know, the past with slavery, all the trauma of slavery.
Yes.
But then we talk about Katrina
Yes.
as well, which is very traumatic. And so I feel like everybody could use some support. Everybody. Now, you know, you really need support when you are acting out of character, maybe with, you know, what our people call it snapping. You
Right.
know,
Right.
that anger outbursts and those kind of things.
Right.
If it's causing problems at home, at work, in a community where you are getting possibly in legal trouble because of it,
Yes.
these are the signs that's telling you get help now.
That's good.
And even violent relationships, you know,
Right.
sometimes our relationships are the one place that we feel like we can explode in when we're holding stress from work, we're holding
Yes.
stress from the children and whatever, and then we get into our relationships, intimate relationships, and then we start to, you know, just blast out on each other.
Right.
And I'm not saying domestic violence is related to that, because really it's a whole nother animal. But I'm saying if we are fighting and fussing with one another, and this is supposed to be our safe place.
That's
you know,
right.
when you're in
That's right.
a good, healthy relationship, it's your safe place where you have somebody to talk to instead of holler at, scream at, and sometimes get violent with.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Those are really, really good points, Ayana. And, you know, and a lot of times we go through so much, just like you're saying, not even realizing that we're lashing out on the people that we love. You know,
They're the
people
closest to you.
That's right.
Mhm.
The people that we care for and love are the ones that really rub us the most, you know, that can really dig in deep. But when we reach that place, we have to realize, okay, hold up. This is out of my element. You know, this is not the usual me. Something is going on, especially when it's repetitive.
When it's repetitive, and when our relationships are crumbling, you know, when we are in different relationships, either with an intimate partner and people at work or whatever, and we find ourselves alienating
Right.
ourselves and isolating ourselves,
Right.
when we're sleeping too much,
That's good.
not sleeping enough, when we're eating too much, not eating enough, you know, when we're just not in our norm. Something may be wrong, and usually there may be a trigger, like maybe you lost your job, or maybe you lost some income, maybe you lost someone that you love, and if there's a trigger there, of course there's going to be a little, you know, there's going to be some depression there. But if
Right.
depression is causing tremendous problems in your life, those telltale signs, if you're not eating or not sleeping, or if you're eating too much, those are good indicators as well that you need some support with it.
That's good. That's good. And, you know, speaking about depression, so many people get depressed. We would never think, I would have never think, and I'm telling you that being just depressed, you would need to seek some professional help at some point if it becomes too much. A lot of times we think, oh, we're just down, or we're just going through, or it's going to get better. But then, like you said, you know, when you see signs of yourself that is just lashing out, all out of character,
Definitely.
and constant, you know, that's the time to really seek. And I know there's so many people that have gone through depression, that have been depressed, oppressed, and have never seeked, you know, any professional counseling. What would you say about that in that regard?
I think that it's going to eventually get worse and worse and worse if you don't seek help. Now, if you have done things like you decide you're going to pull yourself up by your bootstraps and, you know, get on with your life and that kind of thing, and if it works for you, that's great. But if you see that you are not functioning on the right level at all those different places, I keep saying that because that is the sign that we're looking for.
Right.
Then if you don't get that support, a lot of the time it gets worse and it gets worse. And if it's ever to the point where you feel like hurting yourself or anybody else, you're in crisis mode at that point. Because we don't want, you know, no mental health worker wants to see anybody get that far to where the point they feel like they want to kill themselves or hurt themselves. To me, that's probably the bottom of mental health. And when you're feeling that way, that is the indicator that you are beyond the time that you're supposed to get some help, and you need to get help immediately. Call 911, you know, go to the nearest emergency room or call the National Suicide Prevention Hotline.
Yes.
But that's how you know that you have hit bottom of of what you can cope with and what you can handle. And by no means do you seek a professional then. Right. You seek a professional way when you feel like you are not functioning well. That's good. When and I'm a counselor. I'm a licensed professional counselor, and it's a very gentle process. I think in our community, people think that it's, you're going to a psychiatrist and they're messing with your head and all of this stuff, and it's not. It's
with that stigma,
Yes.
We talk about it. Oh, she's crazy. Or, oh, he's crazy. He's a lunatic, you better stay away from that boy or stay away from that girl. She's, that's the thing, that stigma. Let's talk about those myths and stigmas, of just feeling like if I go to get help, I'm going to be labelized.
Oh, yeah. I say this, that if you come to get help, nobody, I know I don't label particularly anyone. We're all struggling with something.
Right.
In this social political climate, it is very stressful, and it's normal to feel some sort of anxiety.
Right.
And it's also normal to sometimes need help sorting those things out in a very gentle way. So I'm not about diagnosing and labeling people crazy or anything like that.
Right.
I think in our community, it's hard to be vulnerable.
Yes.
And it's hard to say, it's hard to cry sometimes. And I tell people all the time, this is the space. In my office,
Girl,
I say,
got
this
a
is
story
the space.
for you. I got a story for you. That's right.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
And I think another stigma is that you, in order to need that type of support, you should be like on the street talking to yourself and eating out of a garbage can, or something we see, maybe some deep rooted mental illness for someone, like maybe a schizophrenic,
right.
or, an unmanaged schizophrenic. That's what we think crazy is. That's what we label it as. But really, there's a lot of stuff that comes before that, even if it's like something happening as mild as a career change that you want to make and it feels a little, it can be as mild as that, because you want wellness. At the end of the day, you want mind, body, spirit wellness, and you want to operate from that space. And so in our community, we think that is when you need counseling.
Right.
When somebody is doing erratic behavior and maybe acting psychotic, that's when you need counseling. But in my understanding and what I've learned is that you can use counseling really at any time of your life when it's a transition or adjustment, and it may seem a little, and you just need a little support.
That's right. That's right. And I'm so glad that you brought that out right there, because you're on target. And we're getting ready to go into a commercial break, you guys. But we don't want you to go anywhere. You've tuned into Real Talk with Mary J. We're live coming from New Orleans TalkNetwork.com. You can dial into the show at 504-341-8255. We want to hear from you today. If you know somebody that has gone through some of the steps that Ayana has even spoken of on today and they need to seek some help, you can dial into the show and let us know, and we'll tell you how you can get some help. We'll shout out to you, reach out to you, and let you know what you can do to help them. Don't go anywhere, you guys. Stay right there. We're tuned in to Real Talk with Mary J, coming to you live from New Orleans TalkNetwork.com. We'll be right back.
Thanks.
There's soul food, and then there's food for the soul. At a time where we live to eat, the Praline Connection restaurant serves up recipes that reach back into days long gone. The kind of meals your mama cooked up for Sunday dinner. Fried chicken with macaroni and cheese and candied yams, homemade meatloaf with garlic mashed potatoes and string beans, or Nolan's filet gumbo. That's the real soul you get only at the Praline Connection restaurant, located at the corner of Charters and Frenchman Street in the Marinade.
Happy Merry Mondays. It's your girl, Mary J. I want you to tune in with me to Real Talk with Mary J on New Orleans Talk Network every Monday morning at 10 a.m. Then follow me to blogtalkradio.com/Real Talk with Mary J at 10 p.m. It's going to be a Merry Monday every Monday at 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. You've just tuned into New Orleans Talk Network.
Are you looking for a home to live stream your next event? Give us a call here at Bethesda Community Event Center, the only place on a golf course that can host and broadcast live your wedding reception, your baby shower, business seminar, and any other special event. Give us a call at 504-708-9454 for more details.
Hi, this is Jill Samuels with Faith That Works. Join us every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time and 12 noon on New Orleans Talk Network as we change the lives of people with the Word of God by equipping the body of Christ to evangelize the world while reconciling people back to God. Let us continue to carry the water to the desert because Jesus is the living water.
Stop this hauling water to the sea.
New morning show alert! New morning show alert! The Warren Ballantyne Show airs daily from 9 to 11 a.m. Central Time, bringing you the news you need to know. The Warren Ballantyne Show, now on the New Orleans Talk Network.
Happy Merry Monday. You've tuned in to Real Talk with Mary J, and we're live on NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. I am your host, Mary J. Thank you to all of my listening audience that are sharing with us all around the globe. We hope you're having a happy Merry Monday all day long. We're live in the studio in the great New Orleans, and we're having a happy Merry Monday. I have been live in the studio with me, my special guest, Ayana Molina. Thank you, Ayana, for coming in on the show with us. We're talking about mental health awareness, and look, I have a professional that is in the studio, and she is dropping some power nuggets on us today. Ayana, will you let our listening audience that probably did not tune in before the commercial break, let them know who you are and all of what you do in your books. You've written some books. Let's talk about those things.
Okay. Well, my name is Ayana Molina, and I'm a licensed professional counselor. I call myself a mama, artist, teacher, and healer.
That's fire, Yana. Fire, Yana.
That's right. And so I have children, as well as I'm a spoken word poet, yes, teacher, and healer when it comes to mental health needs, especially for Black people. And so my organization is called True Love Movement. And I established it probably about 10 years ago. And so I decided that I was on a mission to uplift and empower Black women specifically, especially because of what I had gone through. You know, it took me a long time, probably till about 28 or 30 years old, to really understand what was wrong, what was happening with me. And so I went to counseling like between 25, 26 years old, and it really changed my life and really it didn't change my life. It helped me change my life. It helped me look at my value and worth. And I really was in a bad place of not only not loving myself, but really hating myself. It had gotten to the point where, I was not loving myself for so long, and then it switched into hating myself, doing some very self-destructive things, self-destructive behavior. And I really was at rock bottom where I wanted to just never not live anymore. And so I decided at that point that I was going to try one more time, and looked around me and saw all the resources that I needed to make that happen. So I went to the counseling center on campus where I was getting my bachelor's degree at UNO, on UNO's campus. A lot of the time on college campuses, the counseling is free. And so I took advantage of that, and I did counseling, and it really, really helped. And it took some work after that, so the counseling helped. But then I had to work to change some bad habits and bad thoughts that I was having about myself. Went through the process of doing that, and then emerged just triumphant to the point where I understood myself and understood my power. And at that point, I decided I wanted to be a counselor.
That's awesome.
And I went
love
through
it.
it. It's not easy to be a counselor,
Trust me, I'm sure. Yes.
I went through all of the things that I needed to. I ended up graduating after Katrina. I graduated from Auburn University of Montgomery. Got my degree in community counseling, and then spent the time to get licensed, which is a whole nother process. And so now I own my own private practice and are visible in many places in the New Orleans community centers, youth study centers, churches, mosques, anywhere that we're needed. True Love Movement is there.
Yes, I'm so excited about your powerful testimony. That's a wonderful thing when you can really speak from experience, because that is a place of passion. And when you have already gone through it and walked the walk, you know how to relate even more so above and beyond what's being taught in the textbooks. You understand what I'm saying? Above and beyond what you've been given, just to know where you've come from and the journey that you have taken, to know that through this process, okay, I'm going to give back. I'm gonna reach forward and help some other women come out of this thing as well, particularly women, not just women, but you've been there.
Been there. I've been there.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Been there, done that. Now that's when you say been there, done that.
Yes.
Bought the T-shirt for real.
That's
for real.
right. And I'm still in the process with all of the things that are happening in this world. Sometimes it feels like the world is crumbling down in front of us, and when we have to witness stuff like that, it does a number sometimes on our self-esteem. It does a number on, and so I have to maintain my well-being. I have to maintain my wellness. And so when I speak to groups of women, and I have like counseling groups of women, we're in this together. We're in this as sisters to keep ourselves together, encouraging one another and being positive toward one another, because that helps as well.
Right, absolutely. Thank you so much, Yana. You shared a whole lot, and that is awesome, you guys. Ayana Molina, TrueLove.com.
True Love Movement.
True Love Movement. Is it .com? Or
it is.
Okay.
It's .com.
TrueLoveMovement.com. You can reach her, connect with her. I see we have a caller on the air, Brother Mims, activist, community, urban leader. Brother L. Mims is on the line. What are you saying this morning, Brother Mims?
Your guest is most knowledgeable, and I appreciate the things that she has said, because, first of all, to fix the problem, you got to admit that you have a problem, and it can be fixed.
Right.
That's right.
What the sister was saying, and I respect her professionalism, is that, I served on the Louisiana Pro Board for 8 years, 2 terms, 2 governors, and there are so many people that are in jail, women and men, that they just need some counseling, need some help.
That's right.
They're not criminals, but the jails become the dumping grounds for mentally ill people. Am I right or wrong, my sister?
Definitely right, sir.
And I want to tell you that I'm 63 years old, and Easter Sunday I will be observing 34 years sobriety. Wow. I dealt with depression and racism and pressure. I was able to help people, and then couldn't help myself, and I considered suicide and my low self-esteem and things. But I'm here. I'm here. Because I sought help, counseling, and sometimes people are afraid to tell people that they got a problem. I was an up and coming fighter, but I was down and out in my life. People thought I was one way, and things wasn't happening right. I couldn't talk to nobody. So what I'm saying is, sometimes you just need somebody just to listen to you, not be judgmental. I appreciate what you were saying. I just wanted to call and let you know that there's a lot of women that's suffering, men and women, but women who are suffering, and their children are suffer because they have nowhere to go.
Yes, sir. Yes,
so you
sir.
keep up the good work, and Sister Mary J., I'm proud of you, and y'all keep up the good work, yeah?
Thank you, Brother Mims. Thank you so much for calling in and sharing with us on today.
That's right. Congratulations.
There's been an attack, look like, on women and children in our community. The murders and the abuse and everything, quadruple murders. I mean, this is the new normal. So we got to deal with that too. So again, I just want to thank y'all. That's a different subject for a whole day, for another day. But I love y'all much, and keep up the good work, you know?
Love you too, sir. Thank you for dialing in with us and sharing that on today. And congratulations, 34 years coming in strong. Congratulations.
Right.
I salute you, my brother, and all that you do and all that you're doing.
Well, I just want you to know I'm proud of you, and you keep up the good work. God bless, yeah?
Thank you. Bless you too. Bless you too. Ayana, just that testimony alone, is reaching someone as we speak, a lot of times we go through and we don't understand why we're going through, especially when we're dealing with coming from a broken place, feeling that we don't love ourselves, first of all, that we don't even like ourselves, some of us, and just not really wanting to live, not really wanting to go on. And then there's other traumas where some kids grow up and not understanding that something in their life, some experience that has transpired has gotten them to a place of being depressed and oppressed and feeling left alone with no one to talk to and no one to even understand, But we deal with the midst of it, of course, as well as the stigmas and then the pride, because the pride, I'm telling you guys, pride will keep you, the Bible says pride comes right before the fall, and pride will keep you from getting the help that you need, the guidance that you need, because, myself, I have a testimony as it relates to seeking professional counseling, and I went through professional therapy right after my divorce, a very devastating divorce. That changed my life and rocked my world, had me flipped upside down. And I'm counseling, Ayana. I'm an ordained elder, of the gospel of the Lord's church. I'm counseling women and men. I'm empowering women from all walks of life, all denominations, all background through my LLC, Women of Treasure. And I'm telling them the things that I need to be told now, because now the tables have turned, and, me, myself, I'm saying, well, Mary J., you counsel people. This is what you do. You don't need anybody to counsel you because and then you go through all of that of saying, okay, I don't need this, I don't need that. But when you get to a place where I felt like the weight of the world was coming down on me, and when my mind began to shift in a realm where I felt like I was just isolated and felt like nobody knows, because the mechanics of it, you're talking about wearing a mask. Oh, my goodness.
That's right.
I wore it well, you guys. I would serve in the church. I was an ordained elder working full-time in ministry, going to church, preaching the gospel, teaching, counseling, laying on of hands, praying, doing all of that. And when I tell you, when I would get home, I felt all of that. all of that pressure and stress and anxiety. And I mean, it was overwhelming till I got to a point where I felt the need that I know, girl, look, you better go talk to somebody.
That's right.
Because, that pride comes in, well, who am I going to tell this to? And you don't want people to judge you, and you can't go to everybody. And, and when you go to people, church folk, I want to talk to you. When we go to you, when they come to us, don't just tell them to pray, please. Come on. Don't just tell people to pray, because when you go, and I've gone to some spiritual advisors, I'm going to be in prayer with you. And I'm like, well, okay, I do that. I'm an intercessor. I know how to pray. I can get a prayer through. But what we need to do is direct people, pray for them, of course, absolutely. Give them some godly counsel, and then direct them to someone that they can, receive some professional counseling. And my girlfriend is a social worker, and I shared with her. She knew about my divorce and the things that I was experiencing. And I tell you, and it was her that she's a professional licensed social worker, clinical social worker. It was her that led me to another social worker, because she was like, "You're my best girl. I can't
Right.
do it, because of
Ethics.
yeah, exactly." So, but she directed me to someone, and I tell you, just to have a place where I can vent, a place where I can scream, and I'm telling you, talk about going into, your sessions are like 30 to 45 minutes. I was in one day, I'm telling you, the first time that I went, I'm thinking, Ayana, I'm not telling this lady all my business, and I don't know who she is, and she's really young, and I don't know where she come from or who she might tell, and people know me, I can't. And I was just really, really guarded and very, very quiet. But guess what? I wasn't helping myself.
Exactly.
You're not hurting anybody but yourself if you're seeking help and you're not willing to share with the people what it is that you need help with, so you're not hurting anybody but yourself by doing that. But it wasn't until I had to move me out the way, get rid of the pride, take off the mask, and about that third day I went in that session, I was boohoo crying. I mean, I must have cried my eyes out, and I'm one of those tough little cookies that, don't cry. I don't show my emotions well. When I tell you I cried, I was in that lady, you're not going to believe it. I was in that lady's office for 3 hours.
Wow. You had to let it out.
3 hours. And I couldn't believe it. Before we looked up at the time, I was like, oh my goodness, but it was layers and layers of stuff. I was married for almost 19 years, went through a whole lot, stuck it out, because, we're taught, when you marry, you have to, through hell and high waters, the good, the bad, the ugly, for better, for worse, for richer and for poor. So there was a whole lot of stuff that I was just enduring because I thought that I had to, because, first of all, I'm a minister of the gospel. But there's just some things, you guys, that, is not for you to go through, it's not intended for you to even carry. So Ayana, your testimony, and just all of what you're doing, and all of the people that you're reaching. And I'm telling you, you're going to reach some people even through this. Let us know how we can get in touch with you, for those of us that may need your services as well, where you're located, how to contact you, and also tell them a little bit about your books that you have.
Okay. So my first book is called Runaway Girl.
Yes.
And it is my testimony. The whole book is about how I found self-love through the process of going back and looking at my past and what I had gone through from as the earliest memory that I could remember. And it's written in prose and poetry. I often tell young women it's good for them to read, and they really love it. It's really remarkable how women have come up to me and said, "You have told my story. Thank you. I never would have thought, looking at you, you've been through that. I've been through that too."
God is powerful. He leaves no residue. A lot of times people won't know it unless you tell your story.
You tell them.
That's right. That's right.
And then my second book is called Keep It High, Thoughts in a New Light. And it's about how everything changed. My whole mind changed when I was ready to to really look at myself as a powerful, loving individual, when I really could look at myself as healed. You know, and so the second book is much bigger, and that's what I love. It's like the book that talks about the pain and trauma is about this big, and then the second book is about this big. Talk about power and, you know, triumph and victory and all these things. And so I'm very proud of both books. They are available right now at Community Book Center. The book 1 is, and book 2, we're still in the process of having a book signing for that soon.
Let us
April
know.
29th. It'll be April 29th.
Okay,
yeah.
And where's the location? Do you have it set yet?
I do. It's at Tacrema Center for Art and Culture, which is
Okay.
on Burgundy in the 9th Ward. I can't think of the address right now, but
Okay.
Tacrema, Tekrema, Center for Art and Culture. It's in the 9th Ward, and you could look it up. They have a website and everything.
April 29th.
April 29th
Okay.
from 7 to 10.
Remind me so I can announce that on the show when we get closer
Okay,
to
great.
that date.
And we would love to see you there.
I
too.
will be there. What time? What time? Because
From
I've
7
been
to
throwing
10.
stuff out there. Okay, let me check my
Yes.
schedule because I said that before to my
Before
last
you
guest,
check.
and
Yeah.
I was not able to make it. And I said that I would be there. Okay, I would definitely check my schedule and get back with you and let you know. But I definitely will announce it on the show as the day get closer, so we can, support. Yeah,
I would love that.
Yeah.
I wanted to say thank you to Brother Mims, as well as thank you for sharing your story about counseling.
Yes.
That's what makes all the difference, is when people who people admire say, I went through counseling and it's okay.
Yeah,
that is wonderful. I want to thank you for that. And I want to say that I support the women and girls, the Black women especially, and girls, and then my partner supports the men and boys. So True Love Movement does it all. I just wanted to make sure that we knew that it was a full service counseling agency. And if you need to get in touch with us, you can call our love line at 504-309-LOVE.
I love that. The love line.
504-309-LOVE.
Yeah.
And to understand that it's not love in relationships,
Yes,
because eventually
Loving
that comes. It's about loving yourself so that you can attract healthy relationships and attract a healthy career and attract healthy everything around you when you are healthy.
That's right. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Ayana. I know we're wrapping up. We're getting ready to get out of here, you guys. But we're so excited that you tuned in with us on today on New Orleans Talk Network. You're listening live from New Orleans. Real Talk with Mary J. Real Talk with Mary J is a social outlet for a positive outcome. And we hope you've been empowered on today, educated and inspired. If you have a loved one, a family member, or anybody that you know that may seek some professional help, you can contact Ayana Molina. You can follow her, Google her. She will pop up, all that she does. And all to tune in with us on next week. You can have a happy Merry Monday with us all day long on Monday mornings at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Just dial into the studio, and don't forget to download the app. If you haven't downloaded the app already, please do that. Okay, NOTN. Download the app and follow us every Monday right here from NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. Thank you for tuning in on today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming, Yana. Thank you. Let's toast to true love. True love, true love.